thank you all so much for being here. I have to tell you that Becky and I and the staff have just finished 2 days of the first, basically next month of interviews for next year's Roble staff. And one question that comes up, that's come up a couple of times in the last 2 days is, what's your favorite thing about Roble? And I have literally run out to the bulletin board and unpinned this poster from the bulletin board and showed it to people. There are a couple of things that are my favorite thing about Roble, but this is definitely one of them. So I'm really stoked to be here. I'm really glad there's a full house. Thank you all for being here. You are in for a total treat. Every Real Roble is amazing, but I can tell you from having participated in a workshopping process with the 8 people who are speaking here tonight that this is going to be really amazing. The talks tonight are going to be awesome. I just want to say a couple of things. Who's been to a Real Roble before? Awesome. Who's not been to a Real Roble before? So you will be here next time. I wager that you will be here next time. I want to say one thing that I say at the start of all of these, which is the Real Roble has been going on, I think, for 5 or 6 years now. And the genesis of the Real Roble was that, as I've said to a bunch of people, my favorite thing about being an RF, bar none, is having lunch one-on-one with all of you. And I have had the luxury and privilege of having it with many of you in this room. And it occurred to me early on when I was in RF that I was hearing these amazing things from people, students in Roble I was having lunch with, and it was a shame that I was the only one hearing these things. And so the idea was, why doesn't the whole dorm get to hear these things? And that's how this thing began. And this has become a total tradition in Roble, from starting with maybe 10 or 12 people in the library upstairs the first time 5 or 6 years ago, one time a year. We weren't sure who was going to show up, to having a full house 3 times a year is amazing.